Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 4 sessions, we listened to Dr. Prabha Atre's thoughts about bandishes. Today's topic is different forms of music. So today we will discuss with her about these different forms of music. Prabhaji, there are many forms in music, like there is Khyal music, Dhrupad, Dhamar, Kajri, Hori, Phag. Then you have Thumri, Dadra, Tappa. All these forms. Sometimes we wonder, did we need all these different forms or did they come up on their own? What do you think about that?
I think let's talk today only about classical music.
Yes.
And the music forms therein. The forms in classical music are related to rag. When the concept of rag came to existence and rag had to be expressed, a structured framework, pattern was needed. So, along with time, this pattern developed, it evolved, its name changed. We contemplated upon those what we have today. We know them as Dhrupad, Dhamar, Khyal, Tarana, Tappa. All these fall under the category of classical music. And we get various forms of rag through these music forms. So, Khyal doesn't have what Dhrupad has, Tarana doesn't have what Khyal has, and Tarana doesn't have what Tappa has. I mean, different music forms have different objectives. What do you need to present? You definitely need to present rag, but which music material are you going to use? What is the treatment you are going to give to the music material, even though, how are you going to present it? Even though it is the same tan, how will it be presented in Tappa or in Khyal? All these things, if we keep doing the same thing, listening to the same thing, it sounds quite monotonous. We all want some variations, some variety, some. In my opinion, Khyal has been there for quite some time and it is all encompassing. I mean, it dissolves everything into itself. Nothing has been able to shake it off yet.
Yes. Now we have Khyal singing much in practice today. So, before Khyal, Dhrupad form of singing prevailed in India, in Indian music. So, there was a common belief that male artists should practice it, even though in those days women sang Dhrupad. Dhrupad was seen mostly as male-dominated singing, probably because it was thought to be more masculine in its nature. Could be that was how Dhrupad was presented in those times. And Khyal music was believed to be more feminine in its nature, in its presentation, and was called female music. You are aware of this. No doubt, no one says so nowadays. So, can you share your thoughts about this?
I don't think so.
Okay, you might not think so, but it is mentioned widely that those who used to sing Dhrupad in those times, say in the last few centuries, they used to call Khyal music as female music, like it was mostly for women. That was the belief. The tradition of Dhrupad singing in our country, I think, started way before 300 to 400 years ago, and it supposedly had two forms. One of them was called Mandir Dhrupad. This form of Dhrupad was practiced in temples in the 16th century This is called as Vallabh Sampradaya or Pushti Marg. In this tradition of singing Drupad, that is Pushti Marg, all songs centering around Krishna, songs based on Krishna Leela were being sung, and that was called Drupad in those times. And before that, it was Prabandh Gayan.
I would like to ask something.
Yes.
Did it have any connection with rag?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. It was completely a music tradition based on rag.
But the sole purpose was to showcase rag. We have to show its musical meaning or the rag structure. This might have not been the objective. As you said, in temples, they used it to show devotion towards Krishna.
There is another line of thought, one may call it political, which mentions that a person called Vallabhnath, after the entry of Mughals, the advent of Muslims, he thought that our Indian culture, music, which is a prominent part of our Indian culture, should not be left behind, and he started the tradition of singing Vallabh Sampradaya form of Drupad in temples. That's when it started. It used to be sung before that as well, but the new musical form of Drupad, as composed by Ashtachhap poets, gained prominence at this time. The poetry is very beautiful, and its composition with tal is also very beautiful. People even say that the usage of words in khyal has changed. It is not the same as it was earlier. So, the reason I'm asking this question is because you are a composer. Like the thought process while composing khyal would be different with the thought process for composing Drupad. Drupad is said it used to be very tightly bound. I mean, it is still very bound. There were many good poet singers in temples. There was Surdas ji, Kumbhandas ji was there, Chittaswami. These people developed Drupad. Later, when Drupad music entered into King Akbar's court through Tansen, at that time, it is for sure that they didn't want to listen to Krishna Leela, and that's when a different kind of Drupad was developed. To talk about music, to praise the king, they developed Drupad, which was called Darbar Sangit. And as far as I know, Anibadha Sangit, wherein they do Nom Tom in the beginning of Drupad presentation, started from that era. So, what is your thought on this? You have composed Drupad Bandish as well. Why did you go for it?
I made it because if one wants to learn anything, then one should do it oneself. That's when you come to know how beautiful it is, how difficult it can be. I like to listen to Drupad very much. I would have really liked to receive education in that form, but I really like listening to Drupad a lot. I felt not being trained, singing Drupad would be a bit difficult, but I could at least try to compose something. So I composed a Drupad. Shall we listen to that?
Yes, please. We will definitely listen.
Here, one more thing. When we talk about music form, then the shape is not in front of you. The word, one moment please. A specific shape, structure is not in front of you. All the music forms that exist, like Drupad, like Khyal, they are all bound by a certain shape. That's why instead of music form, I used the term Ghaat. Using the word Ghaat, we come to know that there is a specific shape to it. You might call it music form, but for me it's Ghaat. I prefer using the term Ghaat.
So let me ask a question first. When you call it Ghaat, do you consider it to be a form of music or a form of Geet, that is song?
Any music form that is connected with classical music, its objective is to project rag. Not at all to show Geet, that is song.
Meaning you consider it to be a form of
Yeah.
like singing, Drupad singing, Tappa singing, Tarana
The
singing.
composition
So
in
you
that,
consider it to be a
even though
form
the
of
words are
singing.
meaningful, their objective is not to bring forth the word, their meaning in front of you. It rather comes as a part of the music material. Their objective is to bring rag in front of you.
Okay, so let's listen to Drupad and then we
Yeah.
will discuss about it.
I have not learned Drupad. This is an attempt, as I mentioned. When I want to learn something, I try to explore and do it myself. Like, what are the possibilities in this?
Okay.
Renu re da na 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 re da na 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 re da na 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 re da na 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 re da na 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 re da na 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 re da na re da na 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 re da na Shri Ganesha Manasu Mera Shri Ganesha Magala Manasu Mera Shri Ganesha Vidya Guna Deta Vidya Guna Deta Hoda Mangala Kama Manasu Mera Shri Ganesha Manasu Mera Manasu Mera Shri Ganesha Manasu Mera Shri Ganesha.
Wow. This was Sultal.
Yeah, Sultan.
Whenever we say Drupad, then usually we think of Chautal. But this was in Sultal, in 10 bits.
Yeah.
Was there a reason for that? I mean, did you have anything in your mind?
No, it just occurred.
Fine, it just happened. What are your thoughts about Drupad and its presentation? Like, how was Drupad earlier, or how should it be?
As I said, I don't have practice in
But
this
you
area.
might have heard.
Yeah, I work after listening. As you might have observed here in Drupad, Meend is used a lot and one has to elongate it while singing. There are not too many harkats and murkis. And the rest in the beginning, as you listened, one can see the entire structure of rag. There is no tal and there are only swar phrases, and that's how the rag is presented in this portion. This portion is very beautiful. I mean, it will make you look inwards. The beauty of rag, its aesthetics, its meaning, all this becomes quite evident in this portion. When the composition starts with tabla, then the work of lay also begins. Those who like layakari like this, one more thing I would like to inform. As you might ask, why is there no Sanchari Abhog in this composition? This has only Sthai and Antra. I mean, it had only two parts. Renowned Drupad artists of today don't sing Sanchari Abhog either. So I also composed only Sthai and Antra as well. And when the objective is to show the rag, in Drupad the rag is presented so beautifully in the beginning, even though it reduces after the Laikari portion. I think that might be the reason why of late Sanchari and Abhog aren't added.
Now, there are many questions that come to mind. The first portion in this one is called Anibaddha Gaan, which is not pre-structured along with tal.
But there is rhythm.
Yes, there is rhythm.
Rhythm comes later on.
The rhythm comes later on. Early on, it is said that they used to call it probably Om Ananta Harinarayan. Now they call it Ridana or Nom Tom or something like that. So why only these words are used? Why not other words? Or maybe the same words which are chosen for Anibadh portion, which is the first line of Drupad. The same could be sung in Anibadh style, and then the same could be presented in Nibadh, that is pre-structured, and then along with Laikari. Why didn't you do that?
Musical words and alphabets, they sound better.
Yeah.
Tana, na, na, deem, tom.
Musical words.
Yes, they are musical, soundful words. And when you also want to bring in rhythm along with it, in Mana Sumira, he presented Laikari using words from the Bandish. So what happens using Nom Tom, Dirana, Redana? That doesn't happen there when words are used. There are two different things, and because it's free, it doesn't matter whether the words are used
Secondly,
there or not.
It has been said there is no Tan in Drupad. We would like to know this also from you, whether there is Tan or not, and if it is not, then why not?
Tan, as you call it, I mean, what would you call Tan? The work that is being done later on. It is just like Tan, but it is done using words.
Yes, yes.
We Khayal practitioners present Tan using Akari Ikar,
Yes.
but even Drupad the artists do the work of Tan. However, its proportion is less.
Meaning the way Laikar is presented.
Yeah.
What happens most of the time, as we listen in schools and colleges, they sing Drupad, then they multiply it. Dugun, that is double speed, Tigun is triple speed, Chaugun is 4 times the speed, and the song is completed. In reality, should this be done so or not? Meaning, that's how they teach in schools. When there is Drupad examination, the child would first sing Dugun. Then the examiner asks them to sing in Tigun, then to sing Chaugun. Then they ask from which bit it starts and where it ends. So like what...
That is about the examination, right? Nobody asks you that on stage to sing Dugun or Tigun.
If that is not being done in performance, then why should we learn it?
They might be doing so, but the main focus in Drupad presentation is to show the rag that is done in the beginning. And
Yes.
for that, one needs to practice a lot.
Yes.
One might even learn Dugun and Tigun. One can memorize it, but the portion in the beginning, Anibadagan, unstructured singing, including improvisation, that is very difficult.
It is difficult.
And for that, you need to practice a lot. The work using notes is being done so well there.
Very beautiful. Extremely beautiful. Very subtle tonal work. This is very beautiful. Now I did ask this question to Drupad singers once. They said, nowadays Dugun, Tigun, Chaugun, whatever they do, it is not a real form of Drupad actually. Which means someone distorted
The examiner brought it.
Yeah, or might be an exam for Gandharva or maybe an exam of something else. They might have started something like Dugun there so that the student understands Tal and whatnot. Now I have an important question. For at least 350 years, the tradition of Drupad was prevalent in our Indian music and then it disappeared. Today there are very few singers left who practice Drupad form and very few people would like to learn Drupad nowadays. What might be the reason for this?
People like something new every time. I mean, even the artists want that, even the audience want that. All things be presented, but in a new way. One always wants change. That's how it happens, right? We always want some change. No one likes to listen to the same thing over and over again.
Next, let us also discuss a bit about Bani. Like, should there be Bani or not? I mean, Bani was there. Gobarhar Bani, Nauhar Bani, Khandhar Bani, Dagur Bani. Dagur Bani was considered to be the highest form of Bani. So, I mean, is Bani necessary?
Bani means style.
Style.
Everyone has his own style. Like if there is a gharana, even the artists who belong to the same gharana, when they sing, they have their own variations, right? That is bound to happen. Having one's own style, that is, I mean, it's not like a printout. unless it is pre-composed. That is how one has to sing.
True. If we look from the perspective of audience liking, if we keep a concert of Drupad and a concert of Khyal, then there are more people who come for Khyal rather than for Drupad. This is what I have seen in Maharashtra. But about outside, I am not aware. But I suppose even there are few people attend. Is it because people find it difficult, or is the laikari too much?
I feel that too much work of laikari is done. Also, Sur reaches one's heart. How far can I reach? However, Drupad has a very good style. We should listen that also.
I would like to ask
Yeah.
a last question. All those who learn music, classical music, is it necessary that they learn Drupad in the beginning?
Absolutely. If one gets a chance to learn Drupad in the beginning, one should. It's better. It's necessary.
Because all old singers, they remembered at least 300 500 Drupads. Aladia Khan Sahib used to say that he remembered 300 Drupads. Balakrishna Bua Ichilkaranjikar, I learned that he also said so. I feel if one knew 300, then why didn't
Absolutely.
they sing at least one? I mean, even I have learned 20 to 25. What I am trying to say is that if one had such a high education of 300 Drupads, if it has so much potential, then one should have sung it sometimes and made us listen.
But I don't understand one thing as regards the work done in the beginning, the improvisation, without learning that, to learn only the composition. How proper will that be?
Yes, to understand the rag, they used to say that rag has to be understood well. So the form of rag in Drupad is said to be very pure. That's why they used to teach Drupad. We were also taught this in our childhood, like learn Drupad first. It's like if Guruji said so, then you have to sing it. People say to find pure form of rag, they used to teach Drupad, and then now Khyal has evolved. So,
Purity of rag is something else. I will not talk about that.
yeah,
But until there is no standardization, we cannot say whether rag is pure or not.
we can't say that.
That is also there. And I have always felt that only by learning compositions do we learn how to do elaboration, development of rag. Like you learn 10 Drupad compositions or 10 compositions of Khyal, maybe even in different tals. But without learning the structure, form of rag in different ways, either by thinking or contemplating without practicing, will you be able to do it?
It's difficult.
One should understand the personality of rag first, which means one should definitely learn this side by side. But in Rachna's compositions, rag is not really bound by bandish.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
Yes.
I mean, it shows the path. That's all the work it does.
You composed this Drupad, which I feel is a big deal for us, because you could contemplate like how is Drupad composed and sung. Until one doesn't compose, one doesn't understand its importance. It's a very good thing that you composed this Drupad. Have you also composed Dhamar?
I told you, right? I tried to do something before learning something, before speaking about it, I try to do it myself.
So
Now-
let's listen to a Drupad first.
Dhamar.
Let's listen to a Dhamar. This one is also very beautiful. I mean, you could compose Tamar so beautifully as well. I feel this is something very different that you beautifully.
Uh, all the compositions of Dhamar are related to Hori,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
The subject of Hori has
Yes,
to be
yes.
there in Dhamar.
Yes. Yes, it is said Dhamar was coined from the word Dhamal. So this was group singing along with dance, Dhamar. And then later on, I mean people, women
Used to dance.
and men would dance and sing Dhamar. In this way, it is believed to be previously it was traditionally associated with Haveli Sangit, that is temple music, and is in a pure form. I have a different question like, I would not want to hurt or be arrogant. Say the divisions of Dhamar Tal, they have been written very differently. Did Bhatkandeji do it or someone else? I don't know. See, ka dhi ta. This is one division. Da is another. And ga ti ta, third with 3 and then 4. Ti ta ta a. This I did not understand. If its composition is so simple, ka dhi ta, after this dhi ta dha would be second, ga ti ta would be third, and ti ta ta, which can be so simple. Why is it complicated? Till date, I have not understood why it was made so complicated. If you can throw
Even
some
I
light,
don't
then
know.
we would
will
understand.
have to ask Bhatkandeji.
And as far as I think, it is that we used to see Mukhda in Dhamar. Drupad didn't have Mukhda previously. They began with some, mostly. Mostly Drupad used to begin with some. So the entire line, because the poetry was of more important there, and a bit of Mukhda was seen in Dhamar. There are some Dhamar compositions which begin with some, but a few compositions had Mukhda. I wanted to ask, was the concept of Mukhda in Dhamar? Was this the reason for introducing the concept of Mukhda in Khyal?
There must have been exchanges here and there. It always happens. So
Yes.
you will always have changes.
Yes. So you have composed Drupad, you have composed Dhamar,
My specialization is Khyal.
Khyal.
Khyal and Tumri,
So-
both.
You have composed 550 bandishes in Khyal in
No,
Madhyalay.
including Vilambit and all, not just Madhyalay.
It is a record, I would say. You composed a lot of them. The Khyals you composed. Did you feel the need to compose Khyal or did it just come out of your heart?
I said, right, after my guru passed away, I did not want to go to anyone else. I mean, there were many good artists and gurus, but I was so attached to Suresh Babuji that I could not imagine anyone else in his place. So I had to proceed on my own. I started composing then. Every artist has a style, and there is a lay for that style. And whatever is your mindset, the topics which you like, the words that you like. So when I started composing, I was able to do all of these, like something which would suit my style. I mean, matching such compositions, its words, its lay. I was able to do all that.
But Bada Khyal, comparatively you composed less.
No, there are enough.
No,
Yeah,
550
mostly in Madhya and Drutalay. Yeah.
Meaning you didn't think of composing 2 bandishes in every rag, only in a few rags.
No, I have composed in many rags. However, there may be a few exceptions. I have composed Bada Khyal, I have composed in Madhyalay, and then I did a Drut Bandish, and I've also done a Tarana. I have done this because whenever we sing on stage, on every stage we can't sing anything with Vilambit. I mean, every rag, whichever you present, It's okay if you sing Vilambit in the beginning, but then Vilambit again and again. We can't do that. So to bring changes in that, changes in laya, changes in tal, and even in notes, swara. That's the reason in every rag I have composed at least 4 bandishes so that one can select from them later on. I mean, say I sang Yaman, after that if I want to sing Bhagyashri, then it will be in Madhyalaya, then I'll present in Rupak or Japtal, then I'll sing Tarana. I mean, to maintain variation for my own self, I have done so.
I would like to ask something before we start. In the beginning, when Khyal music form was conceptualized, was Bada Khyal created first or was Chota Khyal created first? And if Bada Khyal was created, then how is it done? I mean, were Bada and Chota different previously or were they not? I mean, or were they both made at the same time or not? What was it?
What do you mean to
what
say?
is the need for Bada Khyal?
How will you do the work of sur, notes?
No, madam, in many gharana they sing only one bandish.
But the way the work of sur is done in Vilambit, which is done in Vilambit lay, it is not possible otherwise. If we see the way the sur work being done in Vilambit, this fine detailing is not possible in Madhyalaya or Drut.
Because it is said all the bandishes from Gwalior Gharana, they were all Madhyalaya khyals only. I mean, Vilambit came in later on.
Now we will also have to standardize lay, like this lay is Vilambit and then other things follow. That is not done yet, right? If I call something Vilambit, others might call it Ati Vilambit. That's also possible. So, until there is no standardization, it is difficult to recognize whether it is Vilambit, Madhyalaya or Drut.
Like Kumar Gandharvaji said somewhere that I sing, I present a khyal. And after that, if there is something left to say, for that I present this Chota Khyal, or that is Drut Bandish, as you may call it. Because even he used to sing in Madhyalaya and most of the times he would sing only one bandish. He used to say while singing, if there is still something left and he still wanted to say something, that's when he felt was the need of Chota Khyal.
No, laya, it's a very important factor. Whatever work you want to do, the laya has to match it. If you do any work of notes in Vilambit, it will not sound nice if you do the same in the Madhyalaya. You have to work a bit with laya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Kumarji said that he still had something to say in laya,
Yes, it is possible. I mean, sometimes it happens so. When two friends meet and one has a lot to say but forgets something, so then he calls again and then talks. Similarly with Chota Khyal, I mean, there is still something left to say.
If there is nothing left, then you can't sing Chota Khyal.
No, I mean, you have finished something saying in one khyal, then you don't need another. I mean...
But there is a change with lay. If lay changes, then work will be different, right?
Yeah, okay. So, different work is done in Bada Khyal and different in Chota Khyal. I mean, let's listen first.
I chose Rag Bhairavi.
We are not finishing the program now.
No. You can sing Bhairavi anytime. They sing Bhairavi in the morning program, in the evening program, and even in the afternoon program, they sing Bhairavi.
I want to say something to the audience. Don't think that Bhairavi is the final stage of this session. We are presenting Bhairavi in the beginning. After this, we'll present some more music. There is something in our mind or thinking that Bhairavi sung means the show ends. That's not so. So let's listen to Bhairavi first and then later on other rags.
I chose this rag because very rarely Khyal is sung in Bhairavi. In light music, even in Tumri Dadra, Bhairavi compositions are sung. A lot of people sing it in forms other than Khyal. It is my attempt to present Bhairavi in the form of Khyal.
So have you used 12 notes here?
No.
Only
yes,
7? Okay.
Yeah.
Because everyone applies 12 notes while singing Bhairavi.
But they apply it when they sing Tumri or something like that. But it's
so 7.
pure
okay.
Komal Swar.
Let's listen to it.
And here, as I mentioned, It is Bada Khyal. It also has Khyal from Madhyalay, Chota Khyal and then Tarana.
This is the first time we are listening Bada Khyal in Bhairavi. Ajay ji sings it, Chakravarti ji,
Yeah.
but it is
अब तो जागो मनवा जीवन बीता प्रभु नाम नाम बिना अब तो जागो मनवा 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 अब तो जागो मनवा अब तो जागो मनवा जागत है सो पावत अब तो जागो
These compositions of yours are very beautifully made. I mean, especially the Tarana. The Rupak before was also very beautiful. It is so, to present Khyal in Rag Bhairavi and to hold on to it for an hour. I know you can do it, but I wonder, is it possible for possible for everyone? Just felt that.
It will definitely be possible for one who practices, why not? No, we are not habitual of listening to Khyal
Yes,
in Bhairavi.
yes.
That's also there.
It so happens when I was listening to their singing, they were all singing very carefully. All three of them.
Yeah, it is because
A little out here and there, it becomes
especially
Bilas Khani.
Shuddhare, which comes in,
Yes.
Shuddhare comes in so much.
Somewhere it feels like Komal Rishabh Asavari, the shadow of many different rags. Shadow meaning so that
Absolutely.
it doesn't become Bhairavi. I mean, if someone sings Bhairavi for an hour, then there is a possibility of what it can turn out to be. While rendering Bhairavi, you have to
Absolutely.
go straight, otherwise it becomes another rag. That is
But to
possible.
sing like this, one rag after another, one composition after another, is very difficult. If an atmosphere is created, then we can work properly in that rag.
Before moving on, I would like to ask a unique question.
Yeah.
Is it necessary to sing Khyal for an hour? I mean, this is a
What?
question from me as well. Like while singing Khyal,
Yeah.
it is said that the longer you sang, the better you presented it. People say so. Like people say, he sang Yaman for 2 hours on that stage. People feel that if one can sing for 2 hours, then it's very good singing. What do you think? Like in Kirana Gharana, they present rag elaboratively for a long duration. That is also true, very elaborative.
No, what happens is in Kirana, we wait and see around the notes and
Yes.
go forward. All this takes time.
What's here, what's there, how it is going. So,
Going slowly, observing everything.
yes, that is true. But I mean, is there something like a standard
No, there is no standard for good singing. Our maestros of yesteryears have sung so well in 4-5 minutes recording and established the entire rag.
Yes.
If you sing for 20 minutes or half an hour, and if you can't create that atmosphere, that effect, then what is the use?
Yes, yes, yes. Meaning it is not necessary that you have to sing a rag for an hour.
It can be good in 5 minutes also.
I have heard Mansoorji sing some rags in 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
That also gives a different effect. And I have heard them sing for an hour as well. So, I mean, this norm.
To listen to a rag for an hour, audience also need to be as knowledgeable because the work that the artist is presenting, the fine detailed work
Yes,
being done
understanding is
also needs to
important.
be understood.
So, we spoke about Khyal. Now, let's talk about Tarana. Tarana, I mean, you compose Tarana with all your heart. Please tell us about Tarana.
I really like Tarana a lot because the intangibility or abstractness of Khyal and Rag, both of them are intangible individually. Tarana keeps it maintained, it keeps it secured, the meaning of words is not forced there. And if we call Tarana to be a different Ghaat, if we call it to be a different musical form, the Tarana which he sang it just like Khyal.
I think
but
so too.
Tarana which can be presented differently, it is altogether different from Khyal. Now
Let's
who is
listen
going
to
to
it.
sing?
Tarana in Rag Bairagi.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Its presentation will be different from Khyal.
Very beautiful. It feels as if it's morning now. We have been listening to Bhairavi and Bairagi for quite some time now, breaking all the rules. You have been presenting things. I appreciate it a lot. Even in the audience, I think everyone must have liked them. These are morning rags, and Prabhaji presented this in the evening. We should do this because after a few years, morning rags will become extinct as we don't get a chance to present it. We don't even get to hear the afternoon rags.
Absolutely.
Your thought about rag time theory and even about this rag. You were saying that Bairagi.
Bairagi Bhairav it is called.
Yes, yes.
But it doesn't have Bhairav at all. So,
Yes, yes.
why not to call it Bairagi?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that matches a lot more with the
Appropriate.
presentation.
Yes,
So
yes.
only Bairagi.
If we call it Bhairav, then the form
Yeah,
of Bhairav should be seen.
It should have.
Yeah.
And as I said, the Bhairavi Tarana that was presented earlier was in Khyal format, and the Tarana that was presented now, there are very few people nowadays who present, so even we are not used to it, so we prepared it for this. This is also a style of singing. One can do this to bring in a bit of excitement, you know.
So you have previously discussed about the names of rags, like the names for certain rags are very
I mean,
confusing.
it should go along with the presentation. Like
Yeah.
I said, in Basant Mukhari, there is no Basant. In Basant Mukhari presentation nowadays, Basant
Yeah.
is not at all present. Then why should we call it Basant Mukhari?
Yes,
We should bring in such changes like this.
yes, we definitely should. So this is one thought of yours. And secondly, rag time theory. Until we sing in a limited area like this hall, the artist should present rags not thinking about the rag's presentation time. That's what you say. It is a very beautiful thought.
Yeah, it is also that when the concept that rag should go along with the time was introduced was prevalent, the reasons must have been different. Today, when those reasons doesn't exist, why do we stick to it?
Yeah.
There should be only one criteria, that a good music presentation to be done.
There lies the whole problem.
That's it. You can sing any rag anytime, but sing it well so that it can touch people's heart. If you sing morning rag in the morning and it doesn't touch anyone, then
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
use? So, effect is of importance, doesn't matter when you present.
Or while singing, the visual, artist sees in front of his eyes. That should be his time of singing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like today, we felt as if we were listening to something in the morning. So, such a concept is also possible. You have also composed tappa.
I told you, right? I tried something in every music form. It's not like I sing all forms. My expertise is mostly in Khyal and Tumri. But I have tried. Please listen. Listen
Firstly,
to
please
tappa.
tell us, how do you get so much time?
Time.
We don't even get enough time to practice, but you also keep on making so many bandishes. Tappa, Thumri, Ghazal,
This can be
Marathi.
done while practicing.
Yes. So let's first listen to a tappa and then we
Yeah.
will discuss about it.
संग प्रीत लगा के पछताए बेदर्दी हर जाए जिया मुरा लगे तुमरे बिना किया जिया मुरा लगे
Beautiful, very beautiful. It was extremely beautiful. The only thing I found different was that this didn't have Punjabi language. So then how can we call it Tappa?
Tappa is not dependent upon language, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Its presentation, the specific dance it has. We need to present according to that. Language doesn't matter.
Yes, yes. That's true. I know that there are also Tappa made in Marathi. Ranade Sahib, I mean Ashok ji Ranade ji also presented Tappa in
Okay.
Marathi in a program. You also mean to say that it does not depend on language?
The musical form should be different in itself. Its identity is different. It is not at all dependent upon language or composition.
Yes, but primarily I think this song, musical form, this style, it is connected to Punjab, the Sindh province, which is why Punjabi, it has more Punjabi words. O Miya Jane Wale, Lal Wala Jobna. I mean, there are so many tappas like that, and they are mostly sung in Punjabi language. Another thing, please don't mind, while she was singing, it felt like someone is behind her telling her to hurry up. And she keeps singing
That is
in
how
hurry.
this music form is. If she sings slowly, then it won't be tappa.
Yeah.
That's also there.
I mean, that's the speciality of tappa singing.
Keep running all the time.
Yes. I mean, its presentation is probably not possible for more than 10 to 15 minutes. If someone sings, we will not forbid him, but
How will you keep running? That's also
yes,
there.
that is true. You will get tired. I mean, this style is such that it will give you a good experience in less time. Another thing, can everyone sing tappa?
No, there is a different set of practice for every musical form. If your area of expertise is khayal, it doesn't mean that you will be able to present tumri as well. It's not like that. Each has its own being, its own personality, and a different set of practice. Not everyone can sing everything.
Okay, it is probably that, like in Punjab folk music, there is a tradition to sing tappa in weddings. Some people connect it with camel. That early on, those who used to travel on camels, they used to sing. I mean, these are stories. It can also be fiction. Like people could hear waves and taan became naturally different, and the same taan is used here. Is it Shore Mia who first included tappa in classical music?
These
It is said so.
are all good for those who want to research.
Yes, yes.
We should just sing tappa well.
True.
That's it. That is it.
I mean that tappa has a different tal. It's called Pashto tal. They sing in Pashto. Pashto has 7 beats. Someone told me that you can relate to camel space in it.
Really?
I have not seen it, but let's make people listen to tal so that
Even
they can know.
camels are not seen as much nowadays.
So it's of 7 beats.
Din, tirekita, din, ta, ta, din, tirekita, din, ta, ta, din, din.
Please count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So I mean sum is on 3, and this movement is a bit crisscross. Tin in between, tin, ta tirkit dhin, dhage tin. So I mean theka is also played like this, but Pashto tal, which is considered specific for tappa, maybe it sounds better like this for the tan pattern used in tappa. So that's why Pashto, I think.
Everything has an impact, right? Tal has an effect, lay has an effect, all of them have effect.
Yes, meaning one sings according to the theka. This theka is Pashto or Jattal, like the one played just now. So there is Jat, and then Deepchandi of 16 beats is also used to sing. Thus, different kinds of tappa are sung. It's a very good thing for our audience that they came to know because of you what tappa is.
But you can't listen to it for 3 hours. 1 or 2 tappa in a performance is enough.
That is true.
That peacefulness is only in khayal.
Yes, we cannot keep running for 3 hours, right? That's also there. Tappa can definitely be sung to bring novelty in between, to refresh. So you have
Absolutely.
also composed tappa. Let's talk about chaturang. You have composed chaturang as well. Let's talk about what actually chaturang means.
As I understand, chaturang means there are 4 parts and they are strikingly separate parts. Like in khayal composition, there is asthai and antara. Chaturang has 4 parts. One is meaningless words like tarana, other meaningful bowls words. The third is sargam and another is tal bowl, percussion bowls. So the composition is made of 4 different materials. That's why we call it chaturang. That's what I think.
Yes, that is true. But how should we present this?
While singing, I think singing should be in accordance with the music material.
In composition.
Yeah, composition. The song should be sung in accordance with the composition material. Otherwise, it will become a khayal with different composition. It would seem that you are presenting khayal, just like that.
Yes. Meaning it's not possible for an artist to sing with ease. That's why it is left behind.
We have made an attempt. Please listen. No, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Very, very
Usually, why don't they sing chaturang? One can listen to different things at the same time. Anyone would like it, but it is so that it's difficult to sing instantly with the tabla bowls.
Also, to improve along with that, one can still sing sargam words, meaningful words. But sargam and meaningful words are okay, but tal bowl of percussion instrument, and bowls of tarana.
True. I mean, this would be a form of prabandh, like which was something even before Drupad. Chaturang was there before Drupad. So you have also experimented with chaturang. Are 4 people going to sing
No,
now?
only one will sing.
I thought there were 4 people. So
It is also possible. This is Rag Hemavati.
What you did in the end? Did you memorize it or was it instant improvisation? I didn't quite get it. You sang very beautifully. It's very difficult to sing this way,
It's
right?
very difficult, and they have increased the lay so much.
This felt like a kruti, that is composition from Carnatic music. Here, takdimi, you have used that accordingly. Because
I
in
really like
reality,
Carnatic music a lot.
yes, because
That's
in
why-
reality, we get pakhavaj bowls from the tabla. Takadimi you took. These are words from Karnatak tal.
This is from Karnataka.
Yeah. Rag Hemavati.
Hemavati is also Karnataka rag.
That's why you
No, that because I like Takadimi.
you like it, meaning it's also convenient to
Yeah.
sing. This composition is very beautiful. Please compose more of them.
But it's very difficult to do that kind of improvisation.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult.
Yeah. And then there is also a different kind of singing using the bowls from tabla. I think it's called trivat. And that the word probably came from tirkat. We call it tirkit. So that's why trivat. Or does it have a three stanza.
It
I
has
mean
three
three
parts.
parts.
That's also there. People also say Chaturang has 4 parts.
Yeah, so
Trivat
three
has 3
parts in
parts.
Trivat.
That's also
But
there.
from what to get to listen usually, it is woven around the
I have
bowls
also
of
heard
tabla.
Sargam along with that. I mean,
Acha, okay.
Trivat is rarely sung.
Yeah.
I did this with the thought that Trivat has 3 parts.
3 parts.
That was my thought. This has only tabla
Bowls
bowls.
of tabla.
Yeah. Sorry.
Trivat. Mostly in Trivat, the bowls or words are from tabla or percussion instruments, meaning that which is bound in sur, and tal is called Trivat. Like the way Vinayak Rao Patwardhanji used to sing. His Trivat singing was very famous. So let's listen to this also.
But doing improvisation using percussion bowls is very difficult. You need to remember tal very well. Only then you can work a bit.
Yes, one has to make a habit of it.
Absolutely.
Alright, let's listen to Trivat. Very beautiful. After listening to this, I felt that tabla player had the desire to sing. He could not sing notes, therefore he tried singing through the bowls of tabla.
Once we should sit with them and extract good tabla bowls and then later work on it.
Yes, very beautiful. This is a good musical form which should be encouraged. You have also composed a tap khyal. I mean, you are snatching this from us, from Gwalior Gharana. I mean, how?
I made an attempt to do one in each form.
Yeah. Even Tap Khyal, I mean, did you compose it with a different thought?
No.
What was the thought?
Tappa and Khyal, I made a composition with parts of Khyal and Tappa.
Okay. Rather than focusing on rag presentation while creating bandish, you thought about Tappa and about Khyal.
Yeah.
Alright, let's listen to Tap Khyal. In Gwalior Gharana singing, there is a great tradition of Tap Khyal, like Sharat Chandra Arolkarji. He used to sing Tappa very well. Krishna Rao Shankar Pandit, Bal Krishna Buva Ichal Karanjikar, they were all famous for singing Tap Khyal. And
what is the difference between Tappa and this? Please explain.
In Tap Khyal, the elaboration, like we don't take alap there in Tappa.
Yeah.
We keep on running. This has alap, but the pace of alap is like as in Tappa. So it is called Tap Khyal. Yeri Lal Mile Hum Log. I mean, there are many Tap Khyals like this in Gwalior Gharana, and Krishna Rao Shankar Pandit Raja Bhaiya Pooch Wale.
We don't get to listen these nowadays.
Yeah, we don't get. True, but Arolkarji used to sing. Nowadays, very few people sing it. But this is a different specialization. It is said that there were many Khyal singers in Gwalior. As such, everyone would drew fewer listeners. So one had to show them something new. That's why these people, like if we were talking Nabi Shori about Tappa, some people started singing that in Khyal. Devji Bua Paranjape was in it from Dhar. These people started it, and it is also said that even in Jaipur Gharana, we find traces of Tappa because Mubarak Ali, son of Bade Muhammad Khan Sahib, he went to Punjab to get trained and he tried to introduce it. In Jaipur, if you look at its movement, its pace, the tan is not straight but rather a bit crisscross. And they give credit to Mubarak Ali, it's possible. This Bhairavi Tap Khyal, this was not the final presentation of this session.
A Thum Khyal is yet to be presented.
Oh yes, let's listen to a Thum Khyal. Thum Khyal means Thumri presented
What happens is
similar
that
to
nowadays we are always competing with each other. Even musical forms are being brought from here and there.
Yes.
Khyal has traces of Thumri in it. Since all this is happening, that's a Thum Khyal.
Let me tell you something which happened before this song will be presented. There was an artist singing, and you know Nivrutti Bua Sarnaik, he was in the audience. The song presented was very beautiful. Kaise Sukh Sove Nindariya. As all know, it's a bandish from Rag Bihag. And after that, the artist sang Let Ulji Sulja. He was very big artist and also sang very beautifully. People applauded and said that he sang very beautifully. But there were a few who did not understand much, so they asked, if you can please just sing some Thumri. Nivrutti Bua was sitting there and he asked, what do you think you were listening to till now? You are listening to Thumri presented in Khyal format. It is so that certain singers have such nature that they present Thumri in Khyal format. There are also some traditions where Thumri goes well with Khyal.
Absolutely.
So, Thum Khyal is good for them. This can also be a form which is very beautiful. It is also possible. Let's listen to Thum Khyal.
This will go near to the form of Bandish Ki Thumri. Yeah.
Yes, in some gharanas, they sing Bandish Ki Thumri. Like this, there are many Bandish ki thumris which we get to listen, like Namanungi, the one in Khamaj, or a Bandish in Sohni. They call it Bandish ki thumri. Now, let me ask you a last question, because some people might want to ask too from the audience.
There is one left. I want to take up this because most of our compositions are female centric. They are female centric.
Yes, I was going to talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yes, that's what I was going to talk about. Like you say, all singers, I mean men artists who sing, they present bandishes which are women centric. Kaise sukh sove nindariya. A man can sleep anytime, but a woman would keep on thinking. Do you wish to say that when men sing, they should have appropriate compositions? Do you think so?
It should be male-centric, right? I mean, whatever be the topic, if he sings Main Jati Hoon in a song, then it doesn't sound right. We have to bring in this much difference. The bandishes, those will be composed or which are already available in them. If small changes can be made, it can become male-centric. Like if you say jaunga instead of jaungi, that much change should be brought. Why not?
Please give us a demonstration.
In a lot of my compositions, wherever it's possible, I have mentioned this change.
Yes.
So that both male and female can sing.
Yes. So we have Atindra here and others also to sing. If two people are to sing the same bandish, how can it be done?
जन्म जन्म का दास हरि का
जन्म जन्म की दासी हरि की
जन्म जन्म का दास हरि का आस लगी है मोहे दर्शन की आस लगी है मोहे दर्शन की मोहन की उस बांसुरी लागी लागी रे लगन मन मोहन संग लागी लागी रे लगन मन मोहन संग मोहन की उस बांसुरिया संग मोहन की उस बांसुरिया संग लागी रे लगन मन मोहन संग लागी लागी रे लगन मन मोहन संग।
With this sur of Gurjri Todi and with this new thought, we will end today's session. Tomorrow at 11 in the morning, we will meet here and experience new rags which Prabhaji has created. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, please come and enjoy. We will meet right here tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Thank you.